You know, we were talking earlier about all these business owners getting trapped.
Getting trapped?
Yep. Why? Why is that
trapped,
happening?
just like those gold diggers in them gold digger videos.
Dang. Who's she?
You didn't say you had money like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, they just getting trapped left and right. They trapping them like with big bear traps too. I mean, it's crazy. It's it's three parts to a business, right? You got to get traffic, you got to convert the traffic into leads, and those leads into sales. Problem is they keep getting trapped doing the wrong thing, and they end up not getting any leads, definitely not getting any sales because they can't avoid all them traps.
Tragic.
Dang, who is she?
All right, with that being said, hit that like button. You're going to enjoy this video. All right, let's get to it. All right, well, tell me about traffic. What you looking at over there?
Money.
How do people get trapped with traffic?
Mike,
Yes,
let me count the ways.
please do.
There's a couple ways to get traffic, right?
Okay.
I think we all can agree.
Mm-hmm.
You run ads,
Right.
or you can produce content.
Mm.
Let's start with ads, my favorite, right? You get these people out there, they start running ads, they don't make money. What do they say, Mike? What do they typically say?
Ads don't work.
The classic ads don't work.
Yep.
So what do they do when they start running Facebook ads and they don't work, and then they have a little bit of hope, and then just start jumping and skipping, and they go to the next one, then they start running on another ad platform,
Mm-hmm.
and then those ads don't work
Right.
to them, right?
Yep.
And they go to another one.
Another one.
And then sooner or later, after wasting all this time, not doing what they believe to be the reason why ads aren't working, they finally come to the conclusion and they just say ads don't work. I'm here to tell you, Mike,
Yes.
ads work 100% of the time.
They do?
They work 100% of the time. Because when you run an ad, what you're actually paying for is an impression, meaning for someone to actually see your ad. That is a fact. Whether you make money or not, okay, that's human error. Okay, they just suck at ads.
You suck.
That's why the ads didn't work. So wasting time, jumping around platform to platform, screaming out, commenting on people's posts, talking about ads don't work, this platform is better, that platform's better, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. They get caught in the trap. Ads just work because you saw it. That's what you literally paid for.
That
You
does make
making
sense.
money comes down to your skill level. Now, content is a whole nother story. So, Hermosi got everybody out here acting like they're Tupac, posting content left and right. Tupac died. That man came out with more #1 albums than anyone producing albums today. It was wild. You and I know, obviously, content works because by definition, what is content? You posting on social media. That is content. Right? So the end user, they're like, okay, I'm going to start posting on social media, posting content. And if they don't make money, then content, what, Mike? Go ahead and tell them. Tell them, Mike.
Content doesn't work.
Content doesn't work, right? The algorithm hates me. They're not showing my content. They get
Right.
caught in the trap.
Yeah.
So what do? They jump around. They're posting on, Facebook. They're posting on Instagram, and they're over on YouTube. And then they now believe content doesn't work.
Right.
And content worked the second you posted it. Now, if you ever try to post something, right, and your phone explodes in your hand and it doesn't actually show up on your news feed, then maybe we could say content didn't work. Okay, and that's the trap, right? At the end of the day, it always comes down to skill level. And just kind of backing it all up, just so I make sure you understand this, okay? There is a guy, okay, who went to Harvard, right, who ditched 2 twins, right, kicked them out, went and built something in his dorm room,
Sounds familiar.
right? That's like worth billions.
Something like multiple
Is
billions.
it free?
It is free.
He's worth billions.
Yep.
How is that?
I don't know. You tell me.
How you tell me, how is he worth billions of dollars and the site's free?
Because one thing,
What? Tell him, Mike. Go ahead and tell him.
ads.
But they don't work.
He made billions.
It's working for
It's working for
Zucks,
him.
right?
Working for Zucks.
So at the end of the day, number one, I'm not running ads if they didn't work. you, if you're getting your ads to work, are not running ads if they didn't work. But for whatever reason, the guy that didn't get the results, the ads didn't work. Ads work. And I think that that's the trap that people fall into. Same thing with content. Content is really complex, right? Because, you can have someone that has a ton of views and getting people to watch their videos and look in their bank account and they got 2 nickels, right? You could have someone that maybe is only getting 500 or 1,000 views on a video, but they're making money. And typically what happens is the person's making money, they're doing the right things in terms of what happens after the person views the content, or they've got a good product or service. Right. So a lot of times, the content is working. It's just what the individual is actually directing the traffic to just isn't aligned with anything that person actually wants. Right. So people are just watching the content, but they're not there to buy and they're not there to spend money. So you have to be building the right audience and creating the right type of content. It's like, for example, you go to a restaurant, right? You're starving, right? You order your food and you get in the car and you're driving away and I go, Mike, how was your food? And you said what?
It was all right.
Okay, and I might say it was great. But if your food was just all right, are you going back to eat at that restaurant?
Nope.
Sound like content to me. Sound like content to me. Might be good to me. I might actually go back.
Right.
He didn't like the burger. He's not going back.
Right.
Same thing with your content.
Just consuming it.
Right.
But won't go back.
It always works, but it always comes down to the skill level of that marketer.
So now let's move on to number 2. How are these business owners getting trapped with leads?
Yeah, so essentially, like I said before, right? 3 ways to make money. Got to get traffic, and then you got to convert that traffic into leads. And when people come in, okay, it really comes down to who introduced them to that process in the beginning. Let me explain. My mentor taught me the power of list building, generating leads, driving traffic to brick wall pages. That's all they had at the time.
What's a brick wall page
So
again?
brick wall page is an opt-in page where a person provides you with their name and email address to get to the next step.
Okay.
It definitely works. It's not something that I use today, but that's kind of how, businesses build their funnels off of that brick wall page today. But today there's like so many different types of funnels. There's, book funnels, there's challenge funnels, there's webinar funnels, there's, left, right, up, down funnels. There's all kind of funnels, right? And at the end of the day, people are upset because one, their costs are going up in terms of their lead costs. They're not generating as many sales and they're getting trapped in thinking that it was the funnel. And there is one element of truth to that in the sense of it being the funnel. And that's the fact that brick wall page is blocking 80% of their traffic, right?
80%.
So essentially on average, only 20% of people are opting in to the brick wall page, right? So that means that every time someone gets there, okay, they're losing 80 people. And when you think about this, right? Right over there?
I don't know. My mind just got blown. 80%? You gotta be kidding me.
That's deep.
Dang, that's deep.
That's deep. It's like this, Mike.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of the day, if you want to make money, you have to make offers. And if I, out the gate, am already losing 80% of potential sales, I'm not really helping my case to make more money and to make more offers. It's so ridiculous. Like, just think about it this way. Imagine you went to the mall and you had to buy a new iPhone, right?
Yep.
And you were excited. You were walking, you come down the escalator and you see it. You see Apple, right? You're like, I'm about to get this new phone. So excited, right? You get up there and you walk and you're like, man, there's a little bit of a line there. Apple must be popular. You look inside Apple's big store, it's empty. Not a lot of people in there. Tons of people working there in the store. You're like, why are they not letting people in? And the guy goes, hey, we got to wait till 100 people get here and then we're only letting 20 in. So you get up to the front and then they let the 20 in and you're still in line. Someone goes in and they get their phone. They showing you the phone through the window. I got my iPhone. I got my iPhone. You outside, you picketing. We want our phones. We want our phones. Mike in there with his phone. I got my phone. I got my phone. Literally, that's what a brick wall funnel is. It's like blocking 80% of people who want to go in the store. And there's this
It's ridiculous.
misconception that literally, if they didn't opt in, they didn't want the product. Because the concept of a funnel, right, is to filter out the people that aren't interested and put the people who are interested in front of your product, which can happen, right? Unfortunately, we've proven that that's not always the case, right? A lot of these people get to that brick wall, they got their arms crossed, they don't want to give you their name and email, right? They just kind of want to get in the store and get the iPhone,
Yeah.
right? So again, a lot of times it's to step back and just understand that it's not your funnel. What you should be focusing on is like, how many people actually saw what you had to sell? And most people simply are just hurting themselves before they even get started.
Dang.
It's deep.
Dude, she. So how are business owners getting trapped with sales?
So this one is deep as well, Mike. It's deep. There's so many ways.
Everything you said so far is deep.
Yeah, you know. So I try my best. So, you know, go online, go through your news feed. Everybody's telling you the best way to make money.
Right.
You know, you got creating courses, you got drop shipping, you got agency, consulting, right? And everybody has different ways of selling that. You got to do a book a call funnel. You do buy now. You put them into a group, right? So there's all these things. You end up getting trapped. And kind of going back to what I was kind of mentioning earlier to you was like, you've got to get lucky and get the right mentor. Right? Because if a mentor teaches you a strategy that maybe isn't that effective, that's all that you know. Like I was lucky to find a mentor that taught lead generation, but I could have found a mentor that taught me how to go spam everybody, right? It just depends. So the same thing is happening. These people are getting trapped thinking it's the type of business that you pick is how you make money. So they're always pivoting every which way when things get tough. And in reality, you can make money pretty much selling anything. Let me prove it. So for example, let's say that I said, Mike, I got a new business venture.
Okay.
We're going to stop doing what we do. We're going to start selling dry erase markers.
Dry erase markers.
That's going to be our new business.
Wow.
Excited to join that business?
I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say you're probably not.
No.
Here's why. Of course not. Because that's not an exciting business, right? But here's why you could be excited about selling our dry erase markers.
Please convince me.
Because the key isn't what you're selling, it's how you're selling it. You want to be shooting fish in a barrel. So what if I were to tell you, Mike, that we know how to find a list and an audience, all of the communities and school districts that buy dry erase markers in bulk?
Really?
In the tunes of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the government pays for it. All you have to do is put your ad in front of it, and you can sell dry erase markers.
Tell me more.
I'm telling you more. Are you interested in that business now, Mike?
A little bit.
Exactly. I think when it comes to sales, people have to step back and ask themselves, number one, would I buy this? And you'd be shocked. We have some calls, and I ask people, would you take this offer? And people hesitate, and they're selling the product. Right? I mean, again, if the person is getting ready to purchase and they don't feel like they are getting a steal, you're likely not going to sell a lot, right? They should feel like they're getting, $1,000 value and they're giving you 100 every single time. So my point that I'm telling you here is that a lot of times it's not, again, what you're selling, it's how you sell it. So they get caught up in a thing and they're just falling into these traps of trying different things because someone said they should do it, where their attention should be is actually figuring out how they can start shooting all those fish in a barrel.
Sounds good. But for someone who just wants a little bit of breakdown on all this, can you do that for them?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to focus, right? So instead of focusing on the three things that you really do need to make money, traffic, leads, and sales, focus on them in a different way.
Okay.
So number one, instead of traffic, focus on the problem. Number two, instead of focusing on leads, figure out how you can get the most tasty bait possible, right? Bait that's so good, you jump in the water and bite the hook, right?
Delicious.
And lastly, the offer, right? We talked about it, creating an irresistible offer. How can you stack the value where there's real value there, where essentially the person can get in, get the outcome that they want, and they'll be happy, you'll be happy, they won't have a problem buying from you. It's that simple.